Okay, what's up everybody? What's up WCR Replays? This is Sasuke, long time no see. I'm here with you today for once again another audio commentary. I think it's been a year or even more. I've actually recorded quite a few audio commentaries, but then all of a sudden when I decided to release one, Blizzard patches the game after a fucking year. So that was very unfortunate. For those of you who care, I've been not doing too much in esports. I've been to Korea for the ISF Grand Finals in 2010, where I lost to Longwalk after playing just very poorly, but overall it was an amazing experience, really nice. And other than that, I've been to some small lands in Germany where I've been doing fairly well, winning a couple of Warcraft prizes as well as Starcraft 2 prizes. But I'm still not very good at Starcraft 2 yet, but in due time, I hope that will be there. I've had a bit of a tough time in real life. My mother getting hospitalized every couple of weeks, so it's yeah, I haven't really had the time for gaming. But since a week or 6 or so, I've been playing Starcraft 2 again, and I intend to get good at it. So let's just wait and see how this goes. But first off, there's this audio commentary. What we have today is a game between Tylo Infi and Human Isom, probably Iceman, but Human Isom, that's Kenshin if I'm not mistaken, W.E. Kenshin, so a very good player. So if you could please pause the game at the 20-second mark, that would be good. So let's just get there and then pause it, turn the fog of war off. I have to use this stupid Windows mouse trapper, so just in order to stream this or to record this. So let's take a look at XSplit. What exactly does it show? It should be fine right now. It says the window not active. Mouse captured. Okay, there we go. The mouse is captured. It's 1x speed, and we are going to resume this game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resume. So 21 seconds, 22 seconds, 23 seconds, 24 seconds, 25 seconds, etc, etc, etc. So this is a very interesting game because of multiple reasons. First reason being that there's a pretty unorthodox hero choice. Second reason being that yeah, the game is just interesting. The strategy is really interesting that Infi decides to use. So if you take a look at this build order, he's building a Moonwell and an Ancient of War, and he will probably start building his Altar of Elders pretty soon. Note how he does not have 5 Wisp on the gold mine just yet, because he needs the lumber early on in order to support that Ancient of War and get that Altar of Elders out in time. But the most important thing when you're playing a tavern build is that you need that second Moonwell. You really need that second Moonwell, or you will not be able to produce either enough archers, or you will not be able to purchase your hero. So that's why you have to keep 4 Wisp on gold for quite a bit, and then in order to get that early second Moonwell out, or that early second Moonwell, that regularly timed second Moonwell. But it's very important to do it that way, otherwise your build won't be as effective as it should. So Infi is, he knows that his opponent will most likely be creeping the Goblin Laboratory first, so he decides to go and Ancient of War creep the Mercenary Camp, and that's a very good decision, and it will not only help tremendously against an Archmage, because the Forest Troll Shadow Priest that you could purchase there will be able to abolish magic and just pretty much own the shit out of Water Elementals and the Archmage, but the units are just really nice for healing your hero up as well, or just dealing some extra damage when you do not have access to 2 Hunters yet, and your archers are very fragile, and they don't really dish out enough damage if you ask me. But yeah, there we go. Beastmaster gets picked up by our elf player for this occasion, Infi. Note how he's constantly trying to damage that footman. He wants it to go away, and as soon as he drives it off, he will turn back and go and AOW creep this. He drives the footman away. There we go. His opponent, Human Isom, so we're just gonna call him Kenshin from now on, even if it isn't Kenshin. I'm not quite sure actually, but let's just call him Kenshin. If it's not, I apologize, Kenshin. Didn't mean it that way. But yeah, there's Tagar Bearclaw. He's creeping this first. Note that he's not repairing this whatsoever with any Wisp. He knows exactly how to creep the spot, and he's doing a great job at it. He first focused down one mud golem, then went for the big gnoll, and then went for the other golem, and then for the other gnolls. But Hunter's Hall is going down, and the key point of the strategy is to delay your opponent's expansion, or well, actually prevent your opponent from getting up an expansion whatsoever. And I feel like Infi was a little bit lucky when he's facing the Mountain King, because usually you see elves go Warden on this map, and when elves go Warden on this map, humans tend to go Mountain King in order to counter this. But the Beastmaster is actually a very effective hero against the Mountain King, simply because once you start reinforcing your army with Huntress, your opponent won't have those nasty ass water elementals who just dish out so much damage against Huntress in order to defend against this. So yeah, that's pretty much why this strategy of Infi is going to be very effective. It's actually a counter against a counter, and I'm pretty sure he knew exactly what his opponent was up to. And that's why he chose the Beastmaster. I just feel it's not that effective of a hero against Archmage as it is against Mountain King. But the Mountain King is almost up to level 3 already. He has a potion of invulnerability, which is very, very strong. And now our elf player Infi has to be very careful not to lose too many units. But you can see Infi trying to creep to level 3, and I think this is a little bit lucky. He catches all of these militia who are running over here in order to get an expand up. He catches them in the middle of the map. They're forced to retreat. That means the expansion of Kenshin is a little bit delayed. Mountain King levels up to level 3, so that's definitely going to help his cause, but the Beastmaster will go to level 3 as well, and he does have that really nice item, Potion of Greater Healing, which will save his hide in just a little bit. But we'll see that soon enough. See that Infi also placed an Engine of War over here. He did this so he can creep this camp very quickly, and then move the Engine of War over here in order to creep this. But it's already the 5th minute mark. No expansion has gone up yet or has started being constructed. Here Infi once again catches the militia of Kenshin running over the map. There goes Forest Troll Shadow Priest that was desperately trying to reach the Mountain King, but unfortunately for him, he was going to die. Now take a good look at what Infi is doing. He's retreating. He's getting into a good position first, whilst healing his Beastmaster up a little bit. But oh no, there goes the Stormbolt, and whop, Potion of Greater Healing. So that's very nicely done there by Infi, and a little bit unlucky for Kenshin not to be able to finish that Beastmaster off. But there's no defend upgrade research just yet, and those Quill Beasts just deal so much damage. Take a look, it's 26 to 30 damage, so that's very, very strong. Not to mention that they also attack very quickly. So when you support this with Huntress and with the secondary summon the bear, you'll have a very, very scary hero. Just take a look at all of these footmen in red health. You can really tell that there's no water elementals to in order to tank the damage. And a wise TP here by Kenshin, but unfortunately for him the Forest Troll Shadow Priest does fall. And take a look at what Infi is doing over here. He's getting some mana back on his Beastmaster, and he knows that his opponent walked some militia by earlier, and that he's going to be towering up this expansion, since this expansion has not been crept yet. And he wisely moves his Beastmaster over there. Oh no, I thought he was going to, oh, and now I look stupid, but he's just moving one Huntress over. Oh, and now he realizes it, and he's gonna go with the Beastmaster and with the rest of his army as well. And he's using this little dire Quill Beast just to be a little bit annoying for some additional militia, or to distract the militia. But there we go, the Quill Beast does eventually disappear in thin air. But the Beastmaster over here is just doing such a great job against killing these towers. Just the dire Quill Beasts just do so much damage against these constructing towers, and it's really, really hard for Kenshin to hold this off. Now it even reaches level 4, and there we go with the level 2 bear. So even if your opponent would have defend out at this point in the game, you will have the bear that also just deals tremendous damage. Take a look at the positioning over here from Infi. It's just so good. Really using those Huntress and those summons in order to protect these archers. And yeah, at this point in the game, there's really not much that Kenshin can do. He can try and tech up, but that's not too good of a decision, if you ask me. But or he could desperately keep trying to get this expansion going. But take a look. Only now has the tech of Infi started. He spent all his resources on getting both huntresses out and on mercenaries, and that's exactly what you want to do when you're using this strategy. You just want to prevent your opponents from getting an expansion up whatsoever, and once you feel like you've done enough, you've prevented this expansion going up for long enough already, and you can pretty much do anything you want in order to finish him, then you can go and tech up while getting an expansion of your own. Like in this instance, in this scenario, Kenshin knows that he cannot expand in the top right corner. His opponent is most likely still lingering there. And there comes the tree of Infi to claim that expansion for himself, and that's a very wise decision because he knows that his opponent will most likely be creeping another camp and attempt to expand over there. But here comes Tagar Bearclaw with the bear. Two nice abolishes going off on the bear, but there's simply not enough mana on the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. And just take a look at this. What can Kenshin do at this point in the game? His counter to the Warden has been countered by Infi's Beastmaster, and it has done so beautifully. I mean, when you play with Beastmaster against Mountain King, it is really hard for the Mountain King player in order to get that expansion up. I feel like it might have been even wiser just to play a regular game without going for the expansion by just tacking up, but then you give your opponent quite a bit of space to expand himself. So I'm not quite sure about what Kenshin should have done in this situation, but at least he should have not left his towers there to build by themselves without the army present to defend it. But that's also Infi's forte. He managed to split up the army from the towers being built, and Kenshin really didn't have a choice but to fight there. So that was very good by Infi. Now the Beastmaster is already level 5, and Kenshin is just chilling in the back of his base trying to heal up, but really, he really misses those water elementals. Without the water elementals to tank, the Beastmaster is such a strong hero, and I encourage each and every single elf player out there, when you know your opponent likes to play Mountain King on a map like Tyrannis Stand in order to counter your Warden, then it's a very smart decision to just play like this and go for the Beastmaster. But yeah, there we go. For more info, please visit tatazoo.com. Don't do it. I got this from replays.net. But I'm not quite sure what Tatsu is. I think it's just some kind of news site. But yeah, that's it for the first game. And since this will be a really short audio commentary after a year of not doing anything, I'm going to try and find a game I recently played at a LAN. If you don't care about my games, you can just stop listening right now. Because I actually have a very interesting game, which includes an alchemist, and it should be very interesting. There we go, Echo Isles. I'm playing against May Jovanin, who is a very nice guy. He's called Felix in real life, and he is admin of that Warcraft Nations League. He's just very enthusiastic about Warcraft in general, and a really nice guy. It's the second time I've met him on LAN. We traveled together as well. Me and my friend went to Hanover, Germany, or we went to Osnabrück, which is a city in Germany, and there he picked us up, and then we drove off to Hanover for a LAN called Game Session Hanover, which is a really nice LAN, very fun. And this is a game from that LAN where I finished first in the Warcraft 3 competition, third in the Starcraft 2 1v1 competition, but I did beat the Grandmaster, so I'm very happy about that, and second in the Starcraft 2 2v2 competition. But let's pause the game at the 20-second mark. Okay, and once you're there, you'll have to wait for my command to get things going again. I won the first game pretty convincingly, and I knew he's very passionate about Warcraft 3. But he's not really that strong of a player, so I just wanted to make things interesting and play a nice funny strategy. So I decided to go for Alchemist first in this game. Why Alchemist first? Because it is very funny against ghouls and gargoyles by just constantly acid bombing the shit out of it. And the Alchemist is a nice melee hero that can also attack air without having to need an orb. So for tier 2 gargoyle harassment, this would be a very good hero choice. And most importantly, it has an amazing ultimate, which is Transmute. It allows you to just simply turn any of your opponent's units into pure gold. So that's the main reason actually why I decided to go for the Alchemist. I just wanted to get it to level 6, expand a whole lot, make it a long game, and then transmute everything and then win the game that way. But as you can see, as you will see, excuse me, this game is not going to turn out that way, but you will see shortly why. So you should have the game at the 20-second mark. If you do not, you are screwed. So we're going to resume the game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, resume. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, etc, etc, etc. So unlike the previous game where Infi did the correct tavern build, I completely screw up over here. I hadn't played Warcraft for quite a long while. Actually, since the previous LAN in Hanover, I hadn't been playing it, and before that, I hadn't been playing it since I went to Korea, and before that, I hadn't been playing it for a long time as well, except for some qualifiers and maybe a practice game or 10 in order to get ready for those qualifiers. So that's yeah, don't expect too much out of my skill level. My micro is still good, but my build is just horrid. But anyway, let's just get to the game. I'm going to Ancient of Warcraft, this camp, and beforehand it would be actually this guy Felix was sitting next to me, and I told him, if you want to beat me, you have to do something I do not see coming whatsoever. You should do something that I cannot prepare for, I cannot scout, and that will completely catch me off guard. Then you have a good chance of winning. But yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do, and you will see why in just a short while. But I'm just making some archers. This is the boring stage of the game where actually nothing really goes down. But as I mentioned in the previous game, it's so important to get that early second Moonwell out, because you will not be able to buy a hero or get sufficient archers out. So if you take a look at my supply over here, I'm at 17/20 supply. My altar is about to finish. I can purchase a hero around this time in the game, but I'm not able to do so yet simply because I do not have this Moonwell out. But once the Moonwell goes out, I will be able to. Come on, Milan, buy the hero. There we go. It's an Alchemist. My opponent is going for a Death Knight. I actually played a really strong player over there. It's called Tesla Trooper, or he used to be very strong according to both Sokol and Hasuobs. And he's a very scary undead, and he just played a really annoying but strong gargoyle harassment style against me. And overall I did manage to win the LAN, but it wasn't without a fight. The grand finals took place at 3 AM in the morning on Saturday night, so Sunday morning, so that was really late. And I came from the winner bracket. I defeated him before 2-1. You can also find a blog about the LAN at the member chat of WCR Replays, or at my new Starcraft 2 team site, www.team-thermaltake.de. But yeah, the guy was just a very solid player, and I managed to defeat him in the winner bracket 2-1 in some really interesting and long games, all of which were very close. And after that, in the grand final, I lost the first best of 3 2-1, and it started at 3 AM as I mentioned before, and the first game lasted a whopping grand total of 48 minutes, so that was pretty insane. It was a really long game on Twisted Meadows. And after that, I lost the first best of 3, so that meant we had to play yet another one. And after I finally managed to defeat him, it was 6 AM in the morning. That was a really sick grand finals. But not too much interesting stuff going on right here. I chased this Death Knight away. I got the Boots of Speed from the mercenary camp, and that's of course a very good item. And I'm going to creep this right here. I want to get the item that the Ogre Magi drops, but my Forest Troll Shadow Priest decides to go for a little walk, and he's not supposed to do so, but I'm just going to creep this regardless. May is in the meantime is creeping his own camps, but he does not know that I am over here. Perhaps I should have even finished creeping the entire camp, but I get a Wand of Mana Stealing, which sucks, so I sell it. It's like a really horrible item. And I've already started setting up an expansion over here. This hasn't been crept yet, but it will be crept in the near future. I just want to expand, mass a whole bunch of Dryads, go for some base raiding, kill some acolytes, then get out again. I just wanted to get to that transmute point where I could just use a solo alchemist and just transmute all of his army away. That would have been really epic. That was my intention from the start, but it does not quite turn out that way, but maybe it's for the better, since the game will get really interesting in just a short while. But you see the Tree of Life going down, and I'm going to creep that camp. I'm putting some Wisp over here, but he actually has Acolyte. I'm not quite sure if he saw that, but times like this I really miss the Starcraft interface where you could really check everything. But this is an older game, but definitely a beautiful one as well. Tome of Intellect get drops. He's saying what the fuck, I'm not quite sure why. Why was it again? Oh, I think some Counter-Strike dude was yelling or something. It was so funny, that Tesla guy was like, he was playing Counter-Strike as well. He was like, "Was Mars to dead? Do Mars nix?" all the time, which means something like, "What can you do? You can't do nothing." Like, he was yelling all the time. It was really, normally I'm annoyed by those people, but he always said funny stuff, so that kind of made up for his screaming. But yeah, at every LAN you go, you always have Counter-Strikers yelling, so that's very annoying. But in this case it was actually quite funny. But I really told him just to do something I really do not see coming, and there he goes with the Death Knight and the Tower Rush with a Pit Lord as a second hero. So I'm thinking at this point in the game, like, what? Those are my thoughts. What? Nothing more, nothing less. I finished creeping this camp. I town portal over. I unfortunately lose my Ancient of Wonders. I really have a very poor TP. And he's using Howl of Terror, not a spell you really don't see every day either. So I'm trying to run back to the safety of my Ancients. Note how my micro isn't as good as it used to be, or my unit control. But these were one of my first games of Warcraft after a long while. This Ancient of Lore unfortunately also falls. I'm forced to cancel it. But I'm training Dryads right now. I'm building some additional Ancient of Wars to help defend against this ghoul tower push. And you will see that a game-breaking point will happen soon. I lose my hero really without any apparent reason, just because of poor unit control. I thought I had it somewhere else, but it died. But we'll see that shortly. A nice detonate goes off on the ghouls, but my thoughts right here are, if I can just hold on long enough, get this expansion going. Well, I'm actually not training Wisp as we speak, but I will do so in the near future. Just get this expansion going, hold out long enough, then I will be able to win this game. I picked up some mercenaries, I picked the Ogre Mauler and the Mud Golem. I'm trying to focus this hero down right now, and slow is on it, but will I be able to kill them? I'm actually not quite sure. I use Chemical Rage. I want to chase it and get blocked by the ghouls, but the Death Knight does fall. It had a TP sold, so and over here I really don't know what my alchemist is doing. I was going to move it over here, I'm pretty sure, but all of us. Oh, I see now. Oh no, that wasn't the case just yet. But I really lose my hero stupidly, and that wasn't going as planned whatsoever. I'm just acid bombing the ghouls, trying to get them to take as much damage as possible while using my few ranged units to pick off whatever I can. Now I'm building double Ancient of Wonders, simply because I know I will need a lot of healing potions in here. This is the point I'm talking about. This is where my alchemist just goes way out of position. I'm not quite sure why he went there. I didn't order him to do so at least, I'm very sure of that. And then he unfortunately falls, but so does my Altar of Elders, so that means I have to rebuy my hero at the tavern, which will cost me a whoop load of gold. But let's take a look at this base expansion is finally starting to mine. I have 4 wisp in it, the 5th in production, and there we go. I'm going to rebuy the alchemist as soon as I have enough gold. There we go. It's 590 if I'm not mistaken. But here I'm just using the Dryad's slow ability in order to keep picking off some units, level my hero up a little bit further. I do not have Nature's Blessing or anything out whatsoever, and if I uproot this Ancient of War, it will be in very bad shape. So I decided just to make some glaive throwers in order to fend this off. I do not have enough resources to build 2 at a time. I am building a Dryad, however, though, since I figured I really need those if I want to get to level 6 eventually. But the DK is back, and that spells doom for me. His tower positioning could have been a little bit better. I feel like it would have been better for him if he used those towers a bit more offensively, rather than building them so far to the back. Also, a frost tower in order to harass my alchemist with would have been very good, and again my alchemist just goes there without any apparent reason. Just my lack of playing Warcraft 3 really shows in this game. But fortunately for me, I managed to regain some of my skill in the games against Tesla. Some of them were actually really awesome. I'm going to upload them later to the site, just on the member replay section, since I do not consider these games of my current skill level top. But yeah, I'm just trying to stall some time, pick up some more units. There we go. Just keep acid bombing those ghouls, which is very effective. It reduces both their armor and their health, so that's a very nice spell to have. This is again a little bit stupid. I use a lesser clarity potion and then I decide to run into the tower again, so that's very unfortunate. But yeah, I really want to keep that Ancient of War alive as long as I can, because I can use it to soak up some damage and to keep a good position on my opponent, since this is the only place where he can pass through. And if he wants to pass through, if he wants to attack me here, he has to go past that Ancient of War, which will deal a tremendous amount of damage. And now finally May is setting up his towers in correct locations, and my alchemist is suicidal again. But I managed to kill off the Ziggurat. Would have been better off if he placed a little bit further towards the rest of his army, but still towards my base, so that it could hit the Tree of Ages. But now I'm getting some additional glaive throwers out, some additional moonwells. I'm using, I think I'm building wisp, or I'm going to be building lumber wisp here pretty soon, just to get some additional lumber going in order to support all of these lumber heavy units such as glaive throwers and dryads. And well, I'm just killing off some additional ghouls. Nice death coil over there by May. Alchemist is level 4.5, not doing too shabby. DK almost 3, Pit Lord almost 2, so that's not a whole lot. Again, acid bombing these ghouls, trying to do as much damage as possible and to reduce their armor so I can pick them off more easily with the dryads and glaive throwers perhaps even. But now the towers are in a very good position and are doing some great damage on my Tree of Ages. However, my Tree of Ages has been up for so long, and this expansion has been up and running for quite a long time as well. And again, acid bombing this one, and I think this ghoul might actually die because of it. I'm not quite sure. Will it go down? Yes, indeed. It goes down to the acid bomb. And now I'm trying to desperately get some Ancient Protectors up in order to prevent my opponent's ghouls from attacking my Tree of Ages as well. While in the meantime I am laying siege to his spirit towers. But May is finally is growing wise, and he gets the halls of the dead out. Excuse me, and he's building a slaughterhouse, a proxy slaughterhouse near my main as well, so he can reinforce with meat crawlers. Meat crawlers. I'm playing too much Starcraft 2. I'm combining spine crawlers with meat wagons, meat crawlers. But yeah, meat wagons. I staff my glaive in an attempt to save it, but unfortunately it gets picked off by the spirit tower over here. I was about to say spirit crawler as well, simply because of the black goo on the ground, which, yeah, the blight. Seems like creep, but there we go. My Dryad micro, it's a little bit off, but still sufficient in order to fend this push off. It really was a bad choice of him to just attack over there. He's just giving my hero quite a bit of free experience points. But there goes Ezel Dark Brewer. He's doing quite a good job in order of fending this off. Ancient Protector unfortunately does not finish. Quite bad by me not to actually protect that, to protect the Protector. Protectors need to be protected as well. But the Meat Wagon is just dishing out a shit ton of damage to that Tree of Ages, and I will soon be forced to pull all of my Wisp and attempt to repair it, which I will do right now. I want to keep it alive as long as possible, and if it's possible I want to save it completely. But I've also trained Abolish Magic finally, so I can abolish all of the skeleton warriors that my opponent summons with the Rod of Necromancy. They staff another unit and it dies to the Spirit Tower. It's just really, really bad. But my Alchemist is running quite low, but it's almost level 6 as well, so that's definitely working in my favor. I abolished the 2 skeleton warriors, whatever, and I try to keep this Tree of Ages alive, but unfortunately for me that will not be enough, since the Meat Wagon is just doing so much damage to it, as well as those Spirit Towers. My Dryad is desperately trying to save it. One tower goes down, but so does my main, so that's very unfortunate. But now I see that the DK is low on mana and that I will be able to focus it down momentarily. I level up to level 6. I'm trying to take care of this Meat Wagon. I lost quite a few Dryads over here, but I'm level 6 right now. I pop my Chemical Rage, attack the Death Knight like a madman, use my what's it called? I just said it a lot of times. Acid Bomb, excuse me. I use my Acid Bomb on the DK as well, try to dish out some additional damage, but now, unfortunately for me, all of my Dryads have fallen, or a lot of my Dryads have fallen, and these Glaive Throwers are very, very, very vulnerable to attack. So that's definitely not good, but I know that the Death Knight is low. Now he has enough mana for a Death Coil, but it's not going to do too much. I'm getting a potion just in case. And I know that I can now transmute as I'm level 6, and kabam! There we go! Minus 184. There goes the unit, and he's saying lol. And I've actually used transmute before. I actually missed it, I think. This is my second transmute. And there I just focused the DK down. And he's dead. I have transmute. I can pretty much keep on transmuting whatever. He's saying GG, nice game. There we go. So that was the game against May. And I'm actually very excited that I'm finally making another audio commentary. So we're going to just go into another one. I'm not gonna do the 48-minute game, since that would be yeah, we're not gonna do that. But let's take a look if I can find a game against Tesla. Let's take a look at this game. Not quite sure what's going to, just going to fast forward and then restart it. Okay, this is a good game, or at least it should be. So we'll just get it to the 1 minute mark, and then we're going to pause it, and we're going to watch this one in 2x speed, since it's pretty lengthy. And it mainly consists out of him multitasking very well and harassing me at different points at the same time. So it's just some friendly chat going on. Switch to my POV. If you're not at the 1 minute mark right now, you're fucked. 2x speed, and resume the game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1 minute 2, 1 minute 4, 1 minute 6, 1 minute 8, 1 minute 10, etc, 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 etc. So this is the third game of the winner bracket game, of the winner bracket tournament. The winner bracket tournament, yeah, whatever. It's the winner bracket of the LAN. It's not the grand finals yet. Just a bracket game. But I'm training a Demon Hunter. I'm going Demon Hunter first. I got demolished in the first game. I played really well in the second, and this is the third. But yep, there we go. The Demon Hunter is out. I can't even creep this properly anymore. but it gets the job done eventually. I get a Ring of Protection, which isn't really the best item, or at least not the item I was hoping for. But here, take a look at what Tesla's doing. He plays really strong undead, and in what I believe is one of the strongest styles you can play with undead. He's just playing very patient while harassing on multiple locations with gargoyles. It's just such a strong style of his, but he really perfected this. But there we go. He managed to pick off a wisp with a death coil. Now I'm creeping over here, and it also relies a lot on map awareness. You have to know where your opponent is at. You have to know that you will not get mana burned. Their second wisp goes down, and he just keeps hammering on my lumber income so much that I'm unable to get a lot of units out, and I have to keep spending gold on getting additional wisp. That's just very strong. There comes some ghouls in order to harass. Misses the surround. That's very unfortunate for him. He's scouting this place just to see if there might be a wisp in the trees somewhere that he can death coil and be a nuisance to. But they're actually all over here. These ghouls just chopping away at some trees. I know the ghouls are still there, so I just drive them off with some archer shots. There comes the Death Knight once again, picks off another wisp that was heading down to build an expansion, if I'm not mistaken. So that's very unfortunate. That's already 4 wisp lost for me. So that's very good for Tesla, or for undead in general, if you play like this. And well, there we go. He's coming in with the first gargoyles. I did not even start building an Ancient of Lore just yet. Pick up the Panda and Brewmaster. I'm trying to micro these wounded wisp away in an attempt to save them. Fortunately for me, that one was just a millisecond too late. It was just really unfortunate to lose that. At that point in the game, I was like, oh scheiße, since we were in Germany, of course, and I had to curse in German. But yeah, I'm just trying to desperately fight off these gargoyles whilst chasing this Death Knight at the same time. He buys the Staff of Teleportation, gets away, escapes from my Demon Hunter, which has boots of speed, and I'm just trying to dance my wisp around and use my archers to protect him. But if you take a look at his base, he's still on Halls of the Dead tech, and he will be making a lot more gargoyles, and he likes to stay on tier 2 for quite a long while and get large numbers of gargoyles out. But I know his main hero is low, and now I see him teching to Black Citadel, and he does not have any Nerubian Tower, so I know I can harass with my Demon Hunter for quite a short while, and I might even be able to kill off this Death Knight. So I go in for the Death Knight, I try to chase it down. Unfortunately, he misses the surround over here. He does buy a healing potion and uses it, but my Demon Hunter is still chasing. The Nerubian Tower is still far from being completed, and over here I'm just chilling with my Panda and Brewmaster, and the rest I mana burn the DK, it goes down. Gargoyles go in again in order to harass. Just the Entangled Goldmine this time. I do have an Ancient Protector up, finally. But yeah, I wanted to go to the unit tab to see how many wisp I had, but you really can't do that here. This is again very unfortunate for me. I do cancel the Moonwell, so luckily for me I do not lose the wisp. I'm still harassing here with my Demon Hunter, as I know there's now a Nerubian Tower, but I can still be very annoying with this Demon Hunter. Force his attention to other places of the map other than his gargoyles. The gargoyle got healed over here, so that's a good move from him. Pandarin levels up to level 2, picks up the Boots of Speed, not the ideal item. It's a good item when you're creeping there at first with either your Demon Hunter or your Warden, but later in the game when you've already bought a Boots of Speed, it's one of the most anticlimactic items to get. You're creeping in and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get a good item now, what's it gonna be, and then you get the Boots of Speed, and that's always very unfortunate. I picked off 2 gargoyles over here, so that was a nice pickup for me. Bought the Orb of Venom. I got the double oh no, I actually went single. There was another game. I thought I went double Ancient of Wonders and double Orb, since I like to do that against gargoyle style that stays on tier 2 for quite a bit. There comes the Demon Hunter. It has the Orb now. Mana burns to DK just once while I attempt to creep my Panda and Brewmaster up to level 3. Yes, a level 3 Panda and Brewmaster is just so much stronger than a level 1 or a level 2. It's like it's almost twice as strong, simply because the Breath of Fire will deal so much more damage. And here is just really keeping nice track of on my Wisp. And unfortunately for me, my Wisp get caught out of position over here, bam, while I was attempting to build my expansion. And just take a look at this, he's just killing wisp after wisp after wisp after wisp after wisp, just doing such a great job with these gargoyles. And here I'm thinking, hey, if I attack his base, I might be able to distract him enough in order to get this expansion up, but he really doesn't care. He knows that an undead base is pretty much close to impenetrable. Here I have to staff my Panorama Brewmaster back in order to deal with this. Now I staff it back over here using the staff of teleportation I acquired earlier. I really think this is one of the most key things you have to do when you're facing against gargoyles. Get a staff of preservation on your demon hunter and a staff of teleportation on your Pandaren. That way you can staff your Pandaren back, use Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, force gargoyles away, and then retreat with your Panorama Brewmaster back to your main army using the staff of teleportation. And here once again he shows that he knows exactly what's going on. My Tree of Life does not get finished. It was about 80% complete. He finds it, he kills it, and I'm like, ah, no, I worked so hard to get that up. Oh, that actually sounds very wrong, but yeah, you know what I mean. I worked so hard to in an attempt to get that Tree of Life going, but here I decide, hey, maybe he doesn't notice it if I build it all the way down at the bottom. And I'm just creeping here, fending these units away, microing my wisp by building a moonwell. That way the wisps cannot die unless he focuses the moonwell, but then the Pandaren would have been in range to cast Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire. And here I'm just trying to play as patient as I can, not breaking 50 supply just yet. I want to maintain no upkeep. That way I will not run behind too significantly on resources. I only want to break upkeep when I get my expansion going, because I know my opponent will not break upkeep either. He will be at 50 for as long as he can, and then he will eventually he will go over it and push out with a really large army. This was a bit of a fuck up for me again, poor hero control, just like the last game. I thought I moved my entire army back, but apparently my demon hunter was still there. It got slowed by the frostworm and died, or well, died, got focused down really badly, and I had to TP away. But there, finally my tree finishes. I break upkeep as soon as I see that happen, because most likely my opponent will break upkeep as well. If we take a look at his supply, he's at 61. He sees that my expansion is up and he has to push out as soon as he can, so he breaks upkeep. And that's a very good decision of him, but I break upkeep at the same time, so it doesn't really affect me much. And here he's creeping this while harassing here at the same time, and this style of his is so annoying. I've seen it before, especially in the second game of this this series, or the first game of the grand finals. Oh, that was just a horrible game to play. It was 48 minutes, and every time I got a bunch of hippogriff out, I was like, yeah, I can win this with the hippogriff battle, and I sent my hippogriffs in and then they all died while I had the economy advantage, which was a really frustrating game to play. I couldn't attack his base, my hippogriff kept dying, and his heroes would just get outrageously high. But I had the econ advantage. I never really felt in danger during that game, but it was still a very frustrating game to play nonetheless, because I knew I could still lose at any given time if I did not pay attention for just a single second. But now he's harassing over here, and he will go with this army and attack my natural once again. He's getting an expansion up of his own, and yeah, just my heroes are chilling over there. But his Death Knight is level 4. Is he still only on the Death Knight? Yes, he's still only on the Death Knight. My DH is 3, my Pandaren is 3, and the Death Knight will get level 5 here, I believe. Yeah, he gets it from a wisp. But he's just harassing so well at all of these different locations. Now he's going in here again for the expansion, but this might just be a little too late. It would have been better to just get a lich out and engage really big. The time of engage in a really big fight. I mean, the time of harassment is over, and now I realize that he has an expansion of his own, and I know that I'm most likely going to lose my natural if I move out here. But I feel that I should prevent him from getting this base up at all costs, because he will be mined out of his main soon, And if I manage to take this down, that means he will not be mining, whereas I will be able to simply walk my tree over. So that would definitely help my cause. So I figured, hey, I can lose this expansion, that isn't too big of a deal. If I just manage to save my Tree of Eternity, then it's all going to be fine. But I noticed that I really don't have a town portal, and that's very unfortunate. I found out about that a little bit too late. I have a couple of hippogriffs out on the field as well in order to help deal against those gargoyles. My Pandaren is still in the main, but there come 2 Frostworms. He only has a handful of gargoyles left. He lost quite a few. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire goes off. I'm buying anti-magic potion. There come the hippogriffs, and this is really too late for him. He's been harassing and sacrificing gargoyles, but at a certain point in time you have to stop harassing, use that advantage you have, and then go for one big engagement. But yeah, he's saying I messed this up, which he did, and he's saying it will be a funny overall final, which it was. It was really amazing. I finally had the feeling I missed for a long time that you get when playing a very exciting game of Warcraft 3. But yeah, thank you for watching this audio commentary. There will be more to come. Take a good look at Illidan, who is fucking amazing. And I hope you enjoyed it. There will be more Warcraft audio commentaries coming in the near future, as well as Starcraft 2 audio commentaries. So keep checking WC replays for that. And also, if you want to follow me on Facebook, go to facebook.com/SasukeTWR. Please like me and subscribe to my channel on Twitch TV, which is twitch.tv/SasukeStreams. It's really appreciated. And I hope to see you all next time, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.